The United States women's national soccer team is taking their home country to court. On Thursday, 5 players, including stars Hope Solo, Carrie Lloyd, and Alex Morgan, filed a wage discrimination lawsuit for the team against the U.S. Soccer Federation. They say a massive pay gap exists between the women's and men's national teams. The women generated $20 million of additional revenue than the men in 2015, but were paid 4 times less. The action was filed by Jeffrey Kessler, a famous sports lawyer who is also representing Tom Brady against the National Football League. The women's national team won their 3rd World Cup in 2015, defeating Japan 5-2 in the final. Cole, this is definitely a story to keep tabs on.
Yes, very true, Maria. And Katie and Taylor are standing by in the sports studio with a little more on what some of the team's star players are saying on the matter.
Thanks, Cole and Maria. Yes, it will be very interesting to see what comes from the lawsuit and how or if things will change in the future.
Yes, and earlier this Thursday morning, the team starting forward Alex Morgan shared her thoughts on the subject via Instagram post. Morgan said, "We decided to do this for all of the little girls across the country and around the world who deserve to have a voice. If we don't leverage the voice, we are letting them down."
Obviously, this topic has been a hot topic across the world lately. Women's versus men, pay. This could be very interesting how it evolves.
Absolutely. Definitely something needed to be said, and it's a good thing these ladies have stepped up.
Exactly. Switching gears a little, we will dive into what's happening in the sports world here at the University of Iowa.
That's right. And while basketball season may be over for the Iowa Hawkeyes, there is still plenty going on within that team.
The Iowa men's basketball team says goodbye to 5-star seniors in Jared Uthoff, Anthony Clemens, Mike Gazelle, OK Yuka, and Adam Woodbury. But 2 more goodbyes have been added to that list. Freshmen Brandon Hutton and Andrew Fleming.
Head coach Fran McCaffrey announced on Wednesday that both Fleming and Hutton have been granted a release from their scholarships to transfer from the University of Iowa. Both freshmen thanked coach and their teammates for their experience this past year at Iowa and the Hawkeye fans for welcoming them.
Brandon Hutton redshirted this past season with the Hawkeyes, and Andrew Fleming entered 11 games this past season. Both have expressed that they want to play a larger role for their future teams.
Definitely going to be a huge transitional year for the Hawkeyes, losing seniors and those transfers.
Exactly, and with the Peter Jok situation going on, not sure what will evolve out of that with the NBA, but it could be very interesting next season.
Absolutely. Now, the men's basketball team is not the only Iowa team concerned with the loss of their seniors from the past season, as the Iowa football team hosted their pro day last week, and throughout spring ball, they will be trying to fill the holes left behind by those seniors, and especially those entering the NFL draft.
The last NFL draft, we saw former offensive lineman Brandon Sheriff go in the 1st round. This year, there are 2 more Iowa offensive linemen who could easily see themselves in the draft. But this has left a void on the upcoming season for Iowa. I tell you how this O-line is shaping up. One of the strongest positions to ever evolve out of the Iowa football program has always been the offensive line. And with the NFL draft quickly approaching, Jordan Walsh and Austin Blythe could easily see themselves in one of the first 6 rounds. But as their lives move on, so does Iowa's program. But who is going to fill those 2 players' shoes? Well, with a lot of experience from last year, this new offensive line shouldn't have a problem.
Those guys did a great job last year, and I don't think we're going to be able to replace them by any means. But I mean, we've got guys in there that can do that job, and they're working to be the best players that they can be.
One of those guys being Cole Croston himself. Croston is one of 2 seniors on this offensive line, but when injury plagued the team last season, Croston played his role, the next man in. We
do the whole next man in mentality, and Ike went down, Boone went down. I was able to step in there and do my job, which was nice.
There is a new position job open on the offensive line, though, center. But as of right now, redshirt sophomore Sean Welsh is taking over that position.
They just have me at center right now, and I've just been practicing at center. But yeah, it's going all right, and I really enjoy it.
He's doing a great job for just stepping in there for this temporary period, and you know, playing center is probably the toughest position on the field. You got to know everything.
There's no way of telling if the position will be permanent, though.
I couldn't tell you for sure. I mean, that's really up to him. You know, I'm just in there right now.
Ike Bodiger will also return to Iowa's O-line as well as Boone Myers. But one player missing this spring season is true freshman James Daniels. Off-season surgery is to blame for that. But once Daniels gets back in the mix, there's no doubt surrounding this position. Reporting outside the Iowa football complex, Taylor Brooks, Daily Iowan TV Sports. They also lost 2 tight ends, and tight end coach LeVar Woods talked to the press about that loss.
This is a different year. We lost 2 seniors last year in Jake Doozy and Henry Krager-Coble, 2 outstanding young men, 2 guys that epitomize what it means to be a Hawkeye and what it means to be a Hawkeye tight end. And they're going to be sorely missed over the next couple of years. Transitioning into this year, right, there's a guy named George Kittle who had some playing experience last year. Overall, the group is very, very young, and but it is a group that is hungry and ready and willing and able to come to practice every single day and work hard.
Iowa will hold an open spring football practice in Des Moines on April 8th at 6 p.m. and then have their last spring practice here on April 23rd in Iowa City.
But before then, plenty of other Iowa sports will be competing over the weekend.
Track and field, baseball, men's golf, and men's and women's tennis head out of town for road matches this weekend, while softball, soccer, women's rowing, and women's gymnastics compete right here in Iowa City.
Tune in to Daily Iowan TV on Sunday for updates on the weekend and a recap of the women's gymnastics NCAA regional competition.
That's all we have time for tonight in the sports studio. Cole Maria, back to you.